Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Cigar Nick, and today we're just kind of catching up. You know, one of those things. I was working the last couple days, trying to think of what I was going to talk about in this episode. You know, have a nice big topic, and apparently when AI gives me suggestions, it's poor. So, rather than go to the AI well, I'm just going to ramble. Not really ramble. I actually have a specific topic that's both cigar related. Then I have one funny story of something that happened to me the other day. And, we'll go from there. But, it's going to be a casual episode. And I'm starting off my day recording this. I'm going to be picking up my son from camp in about, an hour and a half. So we got to keep this on track. But I have my coffee. And to go with my coffee, I have a cigar that I don't smoke on the regular, admittedly. But every once in a while, it's a nice treat. And this actually came up in the parishioners group the other day. There was a individual that posted in the parishioners group on Facebook the other day. I think it was their first time. And they were talking about an infused, a flavored cigar that they had that they really enjoyed and they liked it. And, I commented on it basically saying like, look, man, you do you, that's awesome. I'm glad that you found something that you enjoy. If that's what you dig, then smoke it. Flavored infused, I don't do it all the time, but I do it every once in a while as a little palate break, just something to, kind of reset the mind a little bit. And so today, paired with my coffee, I am going to have a Tobacco Especial Dolce. It's a 5x54 Robusto, featuring an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and filler. And it does taste like coffee and milk chocolate. So you got that going on. It's going to pair nicely with my coffee. And it'll be a super chill, relaxing way to start my day. And there's been a lot of cigars smoked lately. The World Cup has produced a lot of cigars for me. And so because of that, it's nice to kind of hit the reset button, have something a little different, have something that gives me a different experience and kind of just, help the palate be like, oh, hey, this is something unique. Anyway, it's time to cut the cigar, and the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for over 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and excellent customer service. I'll say this. So, Mike Brinker, did an order with Two Guys the other day, and he got that ridiculously quick. Hang on, let me see. So he was texting me yesterday, so Wednesday, all right, saying that he placed his cigar order on Friday afternoon, and they arrived in the mail. The post, like USPS, no less. We're not talking like UPS, like, anything special. Just USPS. They arrived in the mail on Wednesday. So, that's from New Hampshire to Georgia. So, yeah, Two Guys was on it, man. And that's the thing, super quick. I know I have a shipment coming from Two Guys, which according to the USPS tracker will be here on Monday. We'll see if it does. Right now it's in Massachusetts. It does tend to bounce around between Massachusetts. It's going to take its tour of the Midwest. Like, it's going to go from Massachusetts to, I think Iowa, then Kansas City, then St. Louis, then it comes to me because, nothing is short. But anyway, I'm not ranting about the post office. I'm telling you that twoguyscigars.com is where you need to go for your next cigar purchase. Make sure you tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and cut my cigar. I got my Robusto here. I have been sitting on this guy for a little bit. It's I don't even remember where I got it. Oh man, that freaking taste off the cap. It's that super sweet milk chocolatey, like a Hershey bar kind of flavor. Yeah. Definitely like a chocolate bar. It's very nice. I mean, if you're into it, it's very nice. And I'm not telling you got to be into it, but I'm just saying that, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. And so if this is your thing, then embrace it, go with it, and enjoy it. And like I said, it pairs really nice with some coffee. All right. Well, while I light this guy, you guys are going to hear the greatest commercial you've ever heard.
Some say cigars are all the same. It's just not true. It's you I have to blame.
Well, I don't know, 'cause what I know, there is a cigar called Aladino Corojo.
Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. They say authentic, so we're not confused, while the others say it's a word that's just abused.
I guess that's so, they can't compete. At least I'm sure Aladino can't be beat.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Cigars uses authentic Corojo tobacco from JRE Tobacco. This is the greatest commercial you ever heard.
Yeah. It's an interesting pairing. So I used a hazelnut creamer in my coffee. So you have the coffee and the chocolate, milk chocolate from the cigar. But you have the coffee and the hazelnut from the actual cup of coffee. And what it's giving me is a nice, almost Nutella vibe going on, which is kind of interesting. I'm digging that. All right, guys. So I have a couple things, just a couple little, musings to go over with you. The first is a story about me trying to track down some cigars the other day. So I've been on a kick lately, it seems, with the drive time reviews and everything, that I want to try and highlight some of the really good, affordable budget price cigars, because, let's be real, we're all dirt poor. Maybe not all of us, but we're all, look, the economy is what the economy is, and so we're all looking for ways to save a buck. And this guy's not quite wanting to get lit properly. Like, the inside is lit, but the outside is not wanting to light properly. It's very humid. As I'm sitting here in my garage right now, it's extremely humid. Like, extremely humid. This is going to be a hot day. Anyway, I think we're supposed to get storms later. So, in that spirit, I've been smoking them, and I found that I really enjoy a couple of them. And I'm like, you know what? It'd be good to have them for the humidor. Oh, and of course, I got an itch. So the first one, I actually ordered a bundle from Two Guys. I ordered the McAuliffe Color Series, or Color Blend. In the Toro size. Those should be arriving on Monday with my show pack and a couple other things. But I wanted some Crux Marblehead because I've been very high on that cigar lately. It smokes really well for the price point. You get a nice, good, long time out of it, and I like the flavor of it. And, that price point really, really helps a lot. Like, there's a shop over in St. Louis that, I got some of the singles for like $7.50 a piece, which that'll all come up here. That'll all be relevant here in a bit. This thing's going to piss me off. I'm going to end up getting pissed off with this cigar, and I really don't want to get pissed off with this cigar. I want to actually enjoy this cigar. But my God, this outer wrapper just doesn't want to freaking light. There we go. See how that just plumed like that all of a sudden? It's like the cigar just came alive. Because so this cigar has the Tobacco Especial. It has a shaggy foot. It has that unfinished shaggy foot. And I hate that. I hate that on any cigar that has it. It pisses me off. It just results in little tobacco shards. It can burn your shirt. You never quite know if you have it lit properly when you're lighting the damn thing. And it's just a mess. Like, trust me, as I'm looking at my tabletop here, I've got ash all over. It's a mess. And now that I'm further into it, now the damn thing's smoking right. So there's a thing for any cigar manufacturer that may happen to be listening. Don't do shaggy feet. Nobody likes them. Nobody likes shaggy foot, and nobody likes closed foot. If you have a closed foot on your cigar or you have a shaggy foot on your cigar, find God and fix it, okay? Because nobody wants that. Clean that shit up. Anyway, all right, enough. I'm not ranting. I'm having a good morning. So I've been high on these budget friendly cigars, and so I ordered myself some of the Macalif Color Blend from Two Guys. I wanted to order some Crux Marblehead as well. Unfortunately, Two Guys at that moment, they were out of the Marblehead Toros. They had the Gordos. I wasn't feeling the Gordos. I'm not a Gordo guy. Like, don't misunderstand. Anyway, you dirty perverts in my audience. I'm not a fan of the Gordo size cigar. And so I didn't want to order the 60s. So they had, admittedly, a bundle of the Maduros, but I wanted the natural. I wanted the original, and they didn't have them, and that's fine. I could have hit the notify me button and waited, but I was placing my order. It was coming up on the time for the show pack to be shipping out, and I wanted to include it with the show pack to get a nice big bundle of cigars. And so I figured, you know what? I know that the cigar shop that's 5 minutes up the road that way finally got in Crux not too terribly long ago. And so I figure, I'll go there. And so I did. And they had singles. But they didn't have any 5-packs, and they didn't have any bundles of 20 of either Maduro or natural. And, the guy seemed apologetic, but it's like, dude, get on top of it. This is one that is priced accordingly, that you should have these items available. Now, I don't know the situation. Maybe Crux is behind. Maybe these are hard to get right now for retailers. I don't know. If that's the case, maybe I'm being overly harsh. But I'm giving my 2 cents now in terms of retail purchasing, and Lord knows I know I have a few people that listen that will correct me if I'm incorrect in my assessment here, but when you have a cigar like the Crux Marblehead that is good and is affordable, and you're living in the current economic times that we're living in, I would think that would be one that would be extremely popular and you would want to have on hand. Additionally, a lot of shops do, I don't want to say discount, but like there's a price break at like, when you go per stick. If you buy in bulk. Two Guys, for example, if you look at what a single cigar costs, there's a price break if you buy it by the box versus by the single. And so, you would think that this retailer specifically, but any retailer, would want to have multi-packs of the Marblehead on hand so that you could purchase them, feel as though you're getting a break. You're still getting a good cigar at a good price, but you're also getting a break on top of it, and they're selling more product. So they didn't have it. For now, I end up driving all the way over to St. Louis, which is not, I drove over to South County, which, shit, man, back when I was living in the duplex, I was driving there all the freaking time because there was nothing in the town I was in. But now, I mean, I can't tell you the last time I've been over to South County like that. It's just one of those things that I just don't make that drive, especially with gas being what it is. Although our gas has been slowly but steadily ticking down. We're coming up right at about the $3.99 level, which it's sad that I'm happy about that. That's pathetic, but it's this where we are in life right now. But yeah. So I haven't been making a lot of drives over across the river, but I did for this because I knew that that shop over there carried the Marbleheads. And so I went over there and they had 5-packs. They had 5-packs of the natural and 5-packs of the Maduro, but they didn't have any of the 20-packs. But they had enough 5-packs that if I wanted to, I could have bought 3 of either wrapper. They didn't have 4 of either wrapper. So I couldn't assemble my own 20-pack. They were getting $33.96, I think, per 5-pack. So right at $34. So what I opted to do is to buy 2 of each. So I have 2 of the natural, 2 of the Maduro. So I bought my 20, cigars. I got them for, what is that? $132 total for the 4 packs. I will say this shop also offers a 15% discount. If you buy 15 cigars or more, those 5-packs, believe it or not, counted as 15 cigars or more. Truthfully, I would have thought that only singles. I would have thought that only singles would have counted for that, but I would be incorrect. The 5-packs counted. So, I saved, I got those and I got 3 other singles. And so by the time it was all said and done, my savings, my discount was something in the neighborhood of like $25. So I was pretty happy. I got a good deal. I got the Crux that I wanted and whatever. But it shocks me that how few people. Now, granted, I checked 3, and 1 had all but the one thing I wanted. It shocks me that these 20-packs aren't available. Now, granted, I guess the way I did it works out well because I ended up with 2 of the natural, 2 of the Maduro, so I have a little bit of a blend. Oh, what hell? But still, I would think that, I guess it's just my PSA for any retailers that happen to be listening is your client base. Unless you're living somewhere where people are, I am just having such a hell of a time getting this thing going. The filler and binder are burning, but the wrapper is having a real issue. It's over humidified. I can tell just by smoking it. It's this damn humidity. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, unless you're living in unless you're set up in an area of affluence to where your client base is rich and they don't care, which I don't necessarily, people assume just because you have money that, they'll spend whatever. And maybe they'll spend money on quality, but how frequently will they? People with money didn't get money by throwing it around constantly. They're looking for a deal as well. Something tells me that, even the richest amongst us would appreciate a good budget, a flavorful, well-constructed, but budget-friendly cigar. Hell, look at Alan McAuliffe. He's got a whole company of flavorful, well-constructed, budget-friendly cigars. And I'm not just talking about the color blend at $5. I'm talking about the actual color line. The black, the whatever, all the different colors he's got. Those things run very affordable. And look, he's not to talk finances or anything, but we all know he's a wealthy man. He's done well for himself, and good for him. He could be affording, $40, $50 cigars if he wanted to. And it'd be no big deal. But why? Why do that? Why do that when you can have a really good quality $9 smoke? Or in this case, I'm looking for these Crocs, $7 smoke, So yeah, I'm just saying that retailers, read the room a little bit and make sure you've got the stuff on hand. Now, again, I could be being very harsh to retailers here needlessly. For all I know, Crux is dealing with some supply chain issues. Maybe they're getting inundated with orders for the Marblehead and they can't keep up. That's entirely possible. I thought it was very unusual. And the reason that I will think that may actually be the case, I found it very unusual that Two Guys was sold out of the 20-pack of the natural. That makes me suspect that there's something going on, but I could be wrong. It could be nothing. So I don't know. Just my little observation of cigar purchasing this week. That it's hard enough finding a good budget friendly cigar for the consumer. When we do, retailers should make sure that they are readily available for us to get, especially in big purchase or big bundles, because we want to spend the money. If so help me give you money. That's all. The next item on my stories from this week list. This thing, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be bitching about this cigar. Under normal circumstances, I don't have any of these problems with this. I maybe smoke the Tobacco Especial a couple times a year, not frequently. Now, Erica, she smokes the hell out of it. She smokes it all the time. This is like her favorite cigar, and so it's probably paining her to listen to the fact that I'm having a struggle with this, because she's been waiting for me to have one of these on the show and everything, and here I am actually doing it, and I'm just having a horrible time. But This thing is it's definitely over humidified. It's just not wanting to catch right, and I don't know what's going on, but it's pissing me off. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about. So I'm in Target the other day, and I get done with my shopping. I'm walking towards the door, and I see that there's the Starbucks. And I think, I'm going to get myself a tea. So I go over to the Starbucks, place my order for the tea, go down the counter, wait. They give me the tea. I prep it, put the straw in. I find that to be such an odd thing that they're doing now. It's like back when we cared about whether or not the turtles were jamming straws up their nose. Starbucks went away from having straws and they started having the adult sippy cup lids. And I got used to it. It was no big deal. Now, they still use the adult sippy cup lids, but then they give you a straw. So, I guess you have your choice of the adult sippy cup or the straw. Anyway, I like the straw. So, I, put the straw in. And I'm coming around and heading for the exit to then head to the main exit at Target. And as I'm doing so, a song is playing over the loudspeakers in the Target, and I don't even remember what song it was. It's not really relevant, but it came to a part. It may have been the Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, and it came to the whistling part. The bottom line is, I started whistling. I started whistling along the song because I was having a good day. Damn it, I was having a fine day, and I got a little whistle, a little pep in my step. I'm doing all right. So I just kind of whistle. And there's a child with his sister. There's a little boy and his sister sitting on a couple of stools, waiting for their mom. I assume their mom. I don't know though. I don't know. I'll leave that as it is. And there's two women in line to order. There's this little boy and his sister sitting on the stools. So I'm going, son of a bitch. I'm walking by them, and I start whistling. And as I start whistling, this little boy, he must have been like, oh, whistling. I'm going to whistle too. And he proceeds to whistle. But he does not whistle along with the song. No. This little boy very loudly goes, and both of those women in line at the Starbucks swing around with the fury of 1,000 suns burning in their eyes, looking straight at me. And I don't know. I stopped. I don't know what my face looked like, but I stopped and I froze, and I'm standing there staring at them, and they're staring at me. And I just look and I just say, it was him. And they kind of look at the little boy and they look back at me. And I don't think they believe me. But those women were 100% confident that I had just catcalled one or both of them. Now, look, I'm going to be brutally honest for a moment. Well, first of all, I'm not one to catcall a lady like that. That's just rude. Hang on. I'm going to attempt a light thing here. This is outrageous. There we go. Damn, get it going. There we go. All right. Damn. Halfway through the freaking cigar, and I finally get it going. I'm not one to catcall a woman like that. But I'll also say this. If I were, these women would not be ones that I would be catcalling. I'll just leave it at that. But But they were convinced that I was, and that I did. And I was not, and I did not. But they did not believe me. I don't believe they believed me. Maybe they did. But I don't believe they believed me that it was the little boy. He just sat there grinning like a Cheshire cat. He knew what the hell he just did. And, yeah. So I was already heading to the exit, so I just left. But I'm sure those two women both went about their day thinking that this random guy at Target whistled at their behinds. I did not. But anyway, just a little funny thing that happened to me. I will admit, by the time I made it through the two exit doors and into the parking lot of Target, I was already laughing to myself about it because it's just like, of course, this is so ridiculously random. Of course, this happened to me. And, it was amusing, but all right, enough about that. Let's move on to this now. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. You know, I got one side of this thing that's like burning, and the other side that's just not. And that I thought I got it going just now, but it's still having some slight issues. It's burning better than it was before that. I will say that. I do think I maybe didn't. I don't know what was going on. Maybe I didn't light it properly. Who knows? Entertainment report. So, okay, I've been on it. You guys are having to hear it, but you're going to hear more of it. World Cup. We are in the end of the group rounds now. We're at the point now that teams are starting to fall away, and some of them, you know, it's what it is. I mean, like who was one? Qatar. I mean, come on, guys, come on, Qatar. You got 1 point, and by the way, Qatar's 1 point screwed me on a bet that I put onto who was it? Switzerland by tying Switzerland in their first game. Of course, Qatar screws me out because I bet on Switzerland. By the way, I have been doing some very minor bets on DraftKings. Nothing big. I don't know enough about this. What I find is that the small bets, and I'm talking like $5. What I find is that the small bets have given me further investment into the games. Not that I need. I mean, I'm enjoying them, but it's just one more extra thing. And so, why not? And I've done all right. I mean, I had some that have hit really pretty well. Like, there was one with, who was it? It was, oh God, where was it? What the heck? I don't know. Anyway, I think it was this one. It was it that? Nah, I don't know. I can't remember. There was one game I won like $160 because that outcome was not supposed to happen, and by God, it did. And the damn thing goes out. You know what? I'm sorry, Erica. I tried with this. But it's just not wanting to freaking go. And I'm not going to fight this cigar for the whole length of the show. I'm going to give it one more light here. And then after that, I'm going to probably just call it a day with the tobacco. Anyway. So yeah, we're in the knockout stage of the World Cup. We're starting to get to, or we're getting done with the group play. And that's when some teams are going to start falling away. You know, Qatar is gone. Haiti's gone. But of course, Haiti, they didn't score anything. Yep, they scored 2 against Morocco. Yeah. All in all, Haiti just kind of didn't really perform well. But then today we have more fallen away. Now, where this pains me, this part of this process pains me, is that so the first 2 teams, first and second of each group, will advance on to the field of 32 for the start of the tournament, where like they really, where it's one and out, kind of deal. But there's some third place. The top 8 third place teams also will advance to the field of 32. Now, right now, this is pissing me off, and I'm sure the silence is pissing you guys off, and I apologize. Right now, Scotland is one of the third place teams. They got third place in Group C. And I know Rafael is happy with how his Brazilian team went and took the top spot in Group C. I, on the other hand, am disappointed with how Scotland got third, especially given the fact that in that game against Brazil the other day, Brazil ended up winning 3-0. However, 2 of those goals basically Scotland gave them on a platter. So, it's awkward. But anyway, I've really enjoyed the Scotland team. Obviously seeing stuff about the Tartan Army in Boston and Miami has been amusing and helped me helped endear myself to them. But I like them. I like their story. See, that's the thing. I don't know shit about soccer. I've been saying this all along. I don't know shit about soccer. I'm learning. Like with all things that I get into, suddenly I start like deep diving and learning. So I'm learning. But the thing that made me so like that attracted me to Scotland was the fact that this is their first World Cup in 28 years. I mean, they've just been sitting around watching from the sidelines every 4 years with this because their team just couldn't make it. And I think it's cool that they're in it, and I think it's cool that they're embracing that they're in it and having such a good time with it. So that's why it kind of sucks that this went this way for them. I would have liked to have seen them go further. Now, granted, maybe the pool of available players, of quality is not as deep as some of these other countries, but look, I'm done with it. Fucking done with it. Sorry, Drew Estate. That didn't work out. But Scotland, they beat Haiti 1-0. That's good. But then Morocco comes along and beats them 1-0. And then Brazil obviously comes along and beats them 3-0. Now, look, Brazil was always going to be a tough fight. But Morocco, I mean, come on. They should have beaten. Now, Morocco ended up taking second place in the group. Morocco tied Brazil 1-1 in their first game. So maybe that either shows that Brazil was rusty or it shows that Morocco was better than maybe we're giving them credit for. I don't know. They beat Scotland 1-0, and then they ended up beating Haiti 4-2. So, I don't know. Maybe Morocco's better than. But the bottom line is, Scotland should have at least maybe tied Morocco. If they would have tied Morocco, they would have gotten another point, and things would be so much better. Because right now, as it stands, so there's the top 8 in third place that move on to the field of 32. Scotland, I think, is sitting at number 6. I think there's only 2 teams, 6 or 7. I can't remember. So there's only like 1 or 2 teams that below them that before the cutoff line. And there's a lot of third place teams still to play. So unfortunately, there's like this checklist of bullshit that needs to happen for Scotland to be able to make it to the field of 32. And I think mathematically, they're saying that there's like a 24% chance that Scotland makes it into the field of 32. So it's not looking great. So that disappoints me. Because look, I understand. It would be easy for me to sit back and be like, I'm going to root for the United States of America. And that's great, but, the USA games have been fine. They've been fun. I've made a little bit of scratch on them, but quite frankly, I don't have the love. I mean, I know it's my country, but give me a story. What's the story for the United States? I don't have the story for the United States. Scotland, I love the story. Japan, those fans are awesome. I love the Japanese fans. This little dude,
I cannot speak English, but I'm excited.
he's excited. I mean, the Japanese are just amazing fans. And so because of that, I like Japan. Australia made me some decent money on one bet. I think I won $134 on Australia. So, quite frankly, I like the Socceroos. Now, they got beat 2-0 by the United States. Now, they're getting ready. Oh, God, is this today? Sorry, this font is very small. It is today. As I record this, they will be taking on Paraguay later today. I would hope that they would win that. Theoretically, if they win that, then they should have enough points to be, looks like, second place in Group D behind the United States, which, hey, that's awesome. Good for them. Maybe I have Australia to continue to root for in all this. But all in all, it is kind of sad that Scotland has fallen away, and so I'm a little disappointed with that. So that I got that going on. So that's one thing in terms of entertainment. Now, the other thing that I did that I want to talk about is I did make it to the drive-in for the first time this season. As you would have seen in the Wednesday drive time review that I did with the Casa Carrillo Encore Black. I did make it to the drive-in the other day. And so I went and saw a double feature, and it was Toy Story 5 and Masters of the Universe. Now, admittedly, I went for Masters of the Universe because I remember before that movie came out, I was hoping the drive-in would get it because I thought it'd be fun to sit out, enjoy the evening, watch He-Man, and smoke cigars. And it was. However, I came away from there more impressed with Toy Story 5 than with He-Man. Because I don't know how many of you have kids. I mean, I'm assuming that if you're going to go see Toy Story 5, you probably have kids. I don't know. Maybe you're Disney adults. And, you want to go see it. But whatever. But Toy Story 5 had an amazing message. So I didn't know anything about it going in. I admittedly have not seen Toy Story 4. The last one I saw was Toy Story 3. And that ended so perfectly that I was like, I don't need to see any more of these. These are just cash grabs at this point. And this one probably was, but whatever. Anyway, but it had a good message, a good story. Because, so the whole deal is that the toys, except Woody, who apparently has left the group and is off rescuing toys elsewhere with Bo Peep. I don't know. Woody, he was off on his own, just living his life without a child. But all the other toys, they've got some new girl that is their kid. Because Andy grew up. That was Toy Story 3. Andy grew up. So now they've got this new girl that's their kid. And life is good until the little girl gets a tablet. Yes, technology entered the house. And once she got that screen with that glow of electric sex, she just was enraptured by it and wouldn't play with the toys anymore. And the screen, the tablet, it was also alive when the kid wasn't around, just like the toys. And the screen was a dick. I mean, it was a girl. She was mean. And so Jessie, the girl cowboy, she's trying to stop this tablet, but also in the process, the little girl, the human little girl, struggles to make friends. And Jessie, the cowgirl doll, recognizes that in order for her to make friends, she needs to interact and be around kids. They need to actually play. Whereas the tablet is just sending friend requests to the girls in the dance class, and they're playing games online and shit like that, but they're not making connections. So a lot of shit happens, but before it's all said and done, the moral of this movie is that yes, technology can have a role in your life. It can have a place in your life. There is a time and a place to use technology, but you should not supplant human interaction with technology. You need to interact and be around and have fun in person with other human beings. Also, what I liked about this movie is that it emphasized the importance of play. And that's something that I fully believe. We as humans take ourselves entirely too seriously. And it's very easy when you grow up to, start worrying about bills and other bullshit and whatever else, to where suddenly play doesn't have a role in your life anymore. I've talked about this book on the show before. It's Creativity by John Cleese from Monty Python. It's a short read. It's a great read. I encourage every single one of you to get it and read it. It's an amazing book. And in that book, John Cleese talks about the importance of play. He says, look, creativity, everybody assumes that you're born creative, but that's not entirely true. Some people are naturally that way, but on the flip side of that, creativity it's just like everything else. It's a muscle, and it can be exercised, and it can be trained, and it can be enhanced. And part of that, the importance of that, is play. He talks in the book about setting aside time every day for play. Time where you turn off your devices and you shut yourself out from the world so that you are just focused on play. And I don't know how that is defined for you. Maybe for some people, it's playing with a model train set, setting up the whole elaborate train table and everything. Maybe for some people it's racing Hot Wheel cars. Maybe for some people it's dolls. I don't know what it is, drawing, whatever it happens to be, but play. And I thought it was great that you have a movie that inevitably is going to get a lot of eyeballs on it, a lot of impressionable children's eyeballs on it, emphasizing both the importance of play and the importance of human interaction. In-person, actual human interaction. So I thoroughly enjoyed Toy Story 5. I truthfully, that was the movie I was going to sit through to get to He-Man. And before it was all said and done, like I said, I thought Toy Story 5 was even better than the movie I went for. And I enjoyed, this is the second time I've seen He-Man now. I saw it once in the theater because it didn't come to the drive-in. And then now that it was at the drive-in, and it was only there for like a week, so I kind of had to go and see it. Anyway, I had a good time. So yeah, that's my Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report. So, all right, let's do this now.
Guess what, motherfucker?
It's time for 3 cigars we smoked and enjoyed this week. And let me bring up my list here. So my first one is the one that I had on the show last Friday, the West Tampa Barbershop I enjoy that cigar quite a bit. I did a drive time review of it. It should be hitting stores in July sometime, I believe. Guys, it's another really great cigar from West Tampa. I highly recommend it. It's got some strength to it. It's got some good flavor. I wish it were round. It's a box press. I wish it were round, but that's just me being picky. All in all, wonderful cigar. The next one that I want to highlight is the one that I did at the drive-in for the drive time review, and that was the Casa Carrillo Encore Black. That one, I loved the cigar once it got going. It was it's an odd Vitola, Bulwarks. I don't know. Anyway, but it's like it's one of those double perfectos, so it has like the nipple at the end, and you light the nipple in it. So it takes a minute for it to get to the point where it's actually at the big part of the cigar. And once it gets to the big part, that's when the airflow comes through and you can get a better draw on it. So I hated the first. I didn't hate. Hate's a strong word. I disliked the beginning part because getting smoke off of it was difficult. But once it opened up, it was an amazing cigar. And I took that thing. I know in the drive time video, I had to cut it off relatively early because the movie was getting ready to start. But so I hadn't even I was creeping up on the final third in the end of that review video. But I will say that before it was all said and done, I came down to like next to nothing on that cigar. I did not want to put that one down. So I really did enjoy the Encore Black. And then the last one, I talked about it earlier. I've smoked a couple of them, and they have been wonderful, is the Crux Marblehead. Guys, for right around $7 to $7.50 per cigar, depending upon where you're getting it and how you're getting it. Man, the Crux Marblehead it punches above its weight class, and I'm really enjoying it. So I would highly recommend it. Both the regular version and the Maduro. They both are smoking amazing for me right now. And like I said, for the price point, I can't beat it. Like, Crux is definitely going to shoot up the list of brands that I'm smoking this year in comparison to previous years with my annual list of what I've smoked, because the Marblehead is going to help push it way up the list. So yeah, that's cool. Alrighty, a couple of things here. So we'll do. Before I get into the socials, I just want to remind everybody that Zoom Herfs. So by the time this episode comes out, we will have done the one on Thursday, June the 25th, but we do have one on Friday, June the 26th. That would be literally today, the day that this episode comes out. And so if you want to join in on the Parishioner Zoom Herf, there's a post in the Pulpit Parishioners group that has the login information in the comments. If you need the login information, if you're not on Facebook and you need the login information, just shoot me an email, Nick, N-I-C-K, @cigarpulpit.com. I will be happy to email that over to you so that you can join us. I just want to once again emphasize to everybody that it's super chill. It's not recorded. It's just we're hanging out. We're having a good time. It's just like the ones that we did during COVID. It's just something fun to do. And just like the ones during COVID, you never know who's going to jump in. We had some people on the last one that jumped in, and I fully anticipate that there might be some people that jump in on these. So, take part. Come and join us on the Zoom Herf. Otherwise, I am available on the socials. We have Instagram at The Cigar Pulpit. We have our Facebook Parishioners group. It's a private group. Find that, request access, and join in. Twitter/X. You can watch this on Rumble and YouTube. Rumble and YouTube is also where I post the Wednesday drive time reviews every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central Time. So check those out. I do need your calls. Ask the Pulpit Hotline, area code 863-874-0000. That's 863-874-0000. You guys have been wonderful with helping me out on that. I will say, keep them coming. As many times, guys, call me. Tell me your thoughts and whatever, because, it helps a lot with planning out the shows, because this summer is extraordinarily busy, and knowing that I have those calls banked up is a godsend. So yeah, feel free to call the hotline 863-874-0000. Head on over to cigarpulpit.com and sign up for the Cigar Chronicle if you are not already receiving the Cigar Chronicle newsletter. If you head over there, a little pop-up box comes up, and you can put in your email address. And while you're there, the first post that's listed there is 4 tickets for Pulpit Fest. So if you are interested in joining us in Palm Coast, Florida on October 1st through the 4th for Pulpit Fest, you can get your ticket, and then you can come and join us. It's my annual listener party. It's a wonderful time. You're going to have a great time. It's going to be fun. And this year, I know that we're going to have Trey Mac Shipley from Aladino joining us. It's his birthday on Sunday, October 4th. So keep that in mind when making your return home travel plans, is that we will have stuff going on that Sunday. And then also, Rick Rodriguez from West Tampa Tobacco will be joining us for Thursday and Friday at Pulpit Fest. So we got that. And then the folks from Villiger, we're figuring everything out in terms of everything there, but they'll be there as well. So, so we're going to have a good time. It's always a good time. And, it's a nice, chill, relaxed party, but I'll tell you what, it's the best deal in terms of a cigar event going in the industry. It's for bang for your buck. You do really well, because again, that kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier with play and being around people, is that Pulpit Fest, man, it's something fun that I like doing and hosting and having fun and seeing everybody and being around everybody. And so, let's throw a party and get everybody together. So it's a good time. So join us. And then finally, just a little reminder, I do have my Etsy shop where I have some wonderful Cigar Pulpit themed sticker products. We have the Larry the Mute auction service. We have the Pairs Nicely Lemonade and Cigar sticker. We have the BF Chicken Lucha Wrestling and Cockfighting League sticker. We have the Cigar Pulpit logo, and we have the Church of the Holy Smoke with Pastor Barnaby Rothschild. And then finally, everybody's favorite Aladino sales director, Trey Mac Shipley, being chased by crows. So yeah, you can head on over there and get yourself some limited edition Cigar Pulpit stickers. I'm working on more designs. That's just what I've got going on right now. But, I'm just shilling for that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I do appreciate it. I know this was a bit of a random episode. I know I was bitching about my cigar the whole time because, well, I got about a third of it. And then the damn thing just, life is too short to fight a cigar. I am not going to fight a cigar. I will try my level best, but there is a point that I say, this thing is just not working. And so that's unfortunately where I'm at with that cigar. I'm sorry, Drew Estate, but the Tobacco Especial let me down this morning. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. This is Nick. This has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. Everybody stay safe and stay smart. I gotta go pick up my kiddo at camp. Later, guys.